Hello, fantasy people. This is Tyler, Ward, and Jason, the Lucky Bastard Youth Award. I was focusing on, I was going to do a Halloween voice.
What's a
This
Halloween
is a fantasy
voice?
footballing show.
What's a
This
Halloween
is our
voice?
friend, Pennywise. This is the Halloween episode.
Scary.
If you were like me, you didn't remember it was Halloween till today on your way to work when you saw a bunch of people dressed like freaks.
I thought there was a parade going on.
Then I was like, oh my God, there's 31 days this month.
Yeah.
So anyways, scary episode. So I wanted to dress up. All I did was throw on a hockey jersey.
I'm trying to be the coach. I'm trying to be the new coach for the Houston Texans.
I was thinking about, I don't have a razor, and my beard trimmer has to like charge for 24 hours to work. I was going to take off all of this and be Wolverine, but because I don't know. Yeah, I've got pencils. He's Canadian. Hockey's Canadian. So anyways, enough of this stupid talk. Week 8, we can wrap up. Jason, what's the best thing somebody can do that's watching this episode right now?
You know what? The best thing, they could either listen to us, but what's better than that is to like it. It's to like this episode. You can even dislike it too. You can dislike it. We've been getting great comments, which has been awesome. This week has been very cool. Been able to interact with some of the listeners out there, which is great. You know, that's why we're even doing this thing. Leave a comment and even subscribe. We're moving on up. We got a half a century of subscribers now. That is amazing.
A half a century? That's 50.
Or a quarter of a century. Half amazing would be badass too. That's the goal.
Totally. So anyways, what was I thinking right there? I was like, oh yeah, and we're gonna start doing something. Oh man. So Matt, one of our listeners, even suggested that we start doing live, Jason. So I know it's gonna be difficult for me to do live with just a phone. I'm gonna do Sunday's episode live, but you and I both need to see if we can somehow do live episodes together. I don't know what kind of technology we need, but
we need laptops.
Dude, I don't know if that's all we need because to be live or not. So if you're listening to this, let us know. But as soon as I get a hold of a YouTube person, I'm going to talk to them. So Jason, first up, Tennessee Titans versus the Houston Texans. There's a barn burner.
This is I really wanted to watch this for two reasons. Malik Willis. I watched him in the preseason. He was pretty fun to watch. And he gets his first career start. And this was, I guess, a good game to have him start in because the Houston Texans is a team that Derrick Henry just absolutely owns. So he wasn't going to have to rely on his arm too much, right?
Right.
I'll tell you this. The last 4 times Derrick Henry has faced against the Texans, 2019, 32 rushes, 211 yards, 3 touchdowns. 2020, week 6, 22 rushes, 212 yards, 2 touchdowns. 2020, week 17, 34 rushes, 250 yards, career high, and 2 touchdowns. He didn't play him last year because he got injured. The Houston Texans are still they are the worst run defense in the league. This was set up to be a big game for Derrick Henry, and you know what? It sure was. King Henry, 32 rushes, 219 yards, 2 touchdowns. He averaged 6.8 on an average of, and his longest was 41 yards, and he had 1 reception for 9 yards, no touchdowns.
Well, that reception came super early, yeah. So Derrick Henry's got 6 career 200-yard games. So he just feasts on the Texans. And guess what, dude? We get them again in 4 weeks, 5 weeks. So
week 16.
Yeah. And that is championship week.
That is the semifinal. Yeah. Championship week.
Oh,
There,
because yeah, no,
there's
you're right.
18
You're right.
weeks
You're
now.
right.
So
Dang
17,
it.
week
I got all
17,
pumped up. I was like, as soon as you said 17, I was like, oh my God, I
week
need to make it the
17 is the
playoffs.
championship. Week 16, they play against Houston. So you start him. You're absolutely going to start him anyway because he's your, probably first round pick. You can
I'm
start
an
him.
owner.
You're going to love it when it comes to week 16 if you make it there. That he's likely going to get you into the championship. One downfall: they play the stellar Cowboys defense in the championship game.
Well, yeah, like as an owner, I mean, of course, I think he's still a top 5 pick, and
Yeah.
I wouldn't trade. I mean, I wouldn't trade him for anybody except Christian McCaffrey, probably.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I think he's number 4 right now in the rankings and running backs, which he's probably
yeah,
going to get a huge boost after this week.
well, he went from being washed to being amazing, and so, and
Yeah.
then, but along with Derrick Henry's big game, I mean, this is with I think Taylor Lewan is still out, so he started slow. Taylor Lewan went out, and he's been killing it. So I think all of the fears about Derrick Henry are gone. And then the Malik Willis only had to throw the ball 10 times, so no wide receivers. Like you saw Brown catch 3 touchdowns. AJ Brown catch 3 touchdowns for the. So they miss him, especially for games like this. Like, dude, if you could just like have Malik just pass, just throw it up, dude, just throw it up.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't have any wide receivers right now. It's just Robert Woods. So yeah, going for it, and he even lost a fumble. So going forward, only person that you want to start on the Titans is Derrick Henry.
Is King Henry.
Yeah. So I do have the stat real quick, Jackson.
Okay.
So Houston Texans first 11 drives, they got 51 yards. Derrick Henry's first 11 touches, 72 yards. That's insane.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, and then also before we start talking about the Texans, I do want to say that the Texans are reportedly only listening to offers that include a 2nd-round pick for Brandon Cooks, and the possible destinations are Giants, Rams, Vikings. I don't like any of those, and this is reported by Adam Schefter, so it's probably legit.
Yeah, that's some weird teams. I wouldn't expect that. Before we go on to the Texans, though, another big play. The Texans defense is just straight up horrible. They give up 164 rushing yards per game. So Henry killed it, but who else did pretty good was Jarrell Hillard. He also had 8 rushes for 83 yards. He averaged 10 yards a carry, and he had 1 reception for 12 yards. I'm not sure if many people would started him, but he had.
He's been he's been the Derrick Henry handcuff for 2 years now, and dude, he is good. Like he really is. Like he's not built for 30 carries, but if he goes down, he'll get you 20 carries and a touchdown. So, I mean, if I was into handcuffs, I should probably carry. I mean, I'm a Derrick Henry owner. I should probably have him, but my lottery tickets are elsewhere.
And I also thought about a fun drinking game to play, and every time Derrick Henry stiff arms somebody, you gotta take a shot.
I gotta watch the game.
Oh my gosh, it was just like.
But like I watched, I went back and
Windows.
I put Derrick Henry versus whatever every carry, and those, dude, it's like I've been watching Derrick Henry games, and he has not had that much. He's been getting hit in the backfield against Buffalo. He has not had much room to run, and that game was ridiculous, dude. Like Houston earns their bad reputation. So
yeah,
going forward, just start any running back that's going against Houston Texans. It's pretty crazy.
Absolutely. They were even stacking the box, and they couldn't stop Derrick Henry. Like you said, Malik only threw the ball 10 times. He was 6 for 10 with an interception. He only had 55 yards passing. They were just game plan. Let's just run the ball, and they destroyed them. It was
Chris Long was on the God, I can't think of his Rich Eisen show today, and he was saying he was going through the stats of Derrick Henry versus stacked boxes. He kills stacked boxes. He's leading every other running back in the NFL by like over 1,000 yards over the last like 3 seasons and rushing yards versus stacked boxes. It's crazy. Yeah. You just can't stop him. Can't even game plan for it. So, anyways, other side of the ball, still disappointing, man. Davis Mills. I believed in Davis Mills after last year. He just went to Stanford. I believed in him. Terrible. And then my Dameon Pierce, man, our Dameon Pierce had his first bad game.
Yeah,
but
he did.
he was saved by that passing touchdown at the very end. So
Yeah. Yeah, and it's also cool to see that he got a reception touchdown.
I was paying attention. He did not get any receptions, and I was just freaking out, man, because I
Yeah.
needed points for Dameon Pierce. But he ended up with like 11.5. So, anything over 10 on a running back too, I'm totally
Yeah.
okay with.
This definitely doesn't look like a normal Lovey team.
But
he's well, I mean, even when he was with the Bears, he doesn't develop great quarterbacks, but he was all about the run and defense, and it just doesn't look right. It doesn't look right at all for the Texans.
Well, as a Pierce, so I'm a Pierce and a Cooks owner. I swear to God, I'm going to drop Cooks if he does not get traded on the first, and then I've got to hold on to for like another week. And if he goes to one of those teams I just listed, I don't want him. So I don't know. Maybe once he gets traded, you can trade him, but if not, I think he's going to be unstartable. I don't care. And then Dameon Pierce going forward, if you want to try to trade him, I'll have to look at his upcoming schedule because like this game scared me watching this game. You can run the ball against Houston, drain the clock. There's just no time for plays.
Yeah.
And so as much as I love Dameon Pierce, if he has a bad matchup, he could be almost unstartable. And that's crazy because I love Dameon Pierce. So we both do.
That's when that was exactly what I was talking about in earlier part of the year about Dameon Pierce, is that the Texans were going to be playing from behind a lot. So you would hope that he gets most of his points in the first half because they were just going to have to start throwing the ball.
And so Brandon Cooks, had that fake injury because they were going to try to trade him. He played. He led it in targets. He led in yards. I mean, 4 for 70. He got 9 points. In half PPR?
Yeah,
I'm happy. That's his best game almost of the year. So
well, he also was able to get a 44-yard reception there in that garbage time, which really could probably savage
there you go.
his points because it wasn't looking good. Yeah, just on that play in a PPR, he gets 5 points just like that. So add that to whatever he had was good. Miles, he looks. Yeah, I don't know what that is, but that looks so cool, Tyler.
I'm punching this guy in the face, dude.
Oh, get him out of here! Get him out of here! We're gonna lose viewers because of that, man. Cooks is like really his only option. There wasn't anybody else really. The tight ends, there's still because tight ends there's nothing really out there. So I was kind of trying to pay attention to that because he threw it to OJ Howard and Brevin Jordan. Brevin Jordan looked like the better one, but they both just combined for 4 receptions. On 7 targets, and there's still no clear number 1 over there for the tight end. Even though I do like Jordan, but it's like he's not getting opportunities.
Yeah, there's just better things. You don't want any part of this offense right now. You almost want to think about trading away Dameon Pierce right now. I need to look at their schedule, but yeah, dude, it's not good. I'm pretty sure his playoff schedule is amazing. I'm like 99% sure about that, but I'm just talking to get you to the championship. You might have to go through some hard times.
Well, he plays the Titans in week 16.
Yeah, no kidding, huh? You're totally. I used to think that was a good matchup until I saw that. I was like, oh, like 2 running backs just going back and forth. Yeah.
Well, the Titans defense have gotten better over the weeks. In the beginning, I think they started the season like 1-2, and they have improved. I think they're 5-2
and we should
now.
expect and we should expect that with Mike. That's his side of the ball, Mike Vrabel. So.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say about that game, Jason.
Let's go to the next one. You want to do Carolina and Atlanta? That was a fun one.
So I got to watch the ending of this game because it lasted forever.
Right. And it was such a good game too. It was the battle for the top spot in the NFC South, which is
no kidding
weird. Yeah, and they both had like losing records.
Hey man, the Falcons were hot stuff a couple of weeks ago when they beat the 49ers.
Yeah.
So
PJ Walker got the starting role, even though Baker Mayfield was probably able to play.
I think he's given them the best chance to win. I'm not even kidding.
PJ Walker he just got put in the starting to start next week's game too. That just came out a couple hours ago.
Well, dude, so he got 15 points last week and then 21 points this week, given he got that huge touchdown.
Yeah. PJ Walker, 3rd season out of Temple. What did he get here? He had 317 yards from the ball. And I was just thinking this week, I'm like, when are we going to see a quarterback other than like Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen throw for over 300 yards? I feel like it just hasn't been happening a lot this year. And then some guy named PJ Walker throws for 317 yards, 1 touchdown, I think 1 interception. I feel like
Yeah.
he had a little bit more touchdowns, but yeah, also 1 rush for 20 yards, 21 fantasy football points in our league.
So yeah, I mean, not bad. Plus, so PJ Walker's Hail Mary pass traveled 68 yards pretty much in the air, and that was the longest completion by air distance in the next gen stats era. So that's since 2016. But the dude can throw the ball, man. So
And he throws it
I mean,
hard too. He zips that thing in there.
yeah. So I mean, it's just funny to think this guy they paid all these people money, they've done all these trades, and the person that gave them the best chance to win has literally just been sitting there and waiting behind everybody.
Yep.
So
It's like a Friday
yeah,
Night Lights.
and it's pretty bad when you're looking at PJ Walker for a starting team. Quarterbacks are terrible this year. Quarterbacks are god awful this year. I mean, I had Tua this week is great, but quarterbacks suck, man. You're starting Trevor Lawrence. You're starting all this crap, dude, and it sucks.
Yeah. Like I said, where's all those 300-yard games?
Well, look at Marcus Mariota, dude. I mean, if you started Marcus Mariota this game, I'd be like, oh, this is like my best quarterback performance of the year. You know, I mean, he got 3 touchdowns. So I'm just looking at quarterbacks right now. So I'm just thinking like Marcus Mariota was a hot pickup after they beat San Francisco. And I think he had a down week last week. But I mean, you could start Marcus Mariota. It's just crazy because sometimes they only throw the ball like 10 times. So it depends on what you're getting there. Dude, quarterbacks, I would draft a quarterback like first round this year if I could. If I could do it all over again, just forget about it.
Just get like Mahomes, Lamar, or Allen.
Crazy.
To add to that, the person who got all those points for the Carolina Panthers is Deontay Foreman. He had 26 rushes, 118 yards, and
guess who went against him, Jason? Guess who went against him this week in fantasy?
I think it might have been you.
Guess who else I went against?
You, Tony Pollard.
Oh my God, that's 6 touchdowns and two running backs.
That's like 60 points right there.
I'm literally gonna break a record for the most points scored against me in a single season. It's gonna be amazing. I'm gonna make a plaque of it and put it behind my myself all next year.
Hey, that means you won something this year.
Jeez.
That was my goal from the start.
And hey, man, if you feel bad about yourself in fantasy, just remember it is 95% luck, you know? Now, all you can do is start players.
Yeah.
That give you the best chance. And
especially
like would go down in flames.
It's like if you go over and just look at the draft that we had, the teams are they're like on paper, they're like championship teams. And then dude, this year it's been a complete flip. You know?
Well, like, so 2 years in a row, like our waiver wire team has been like one of the top teams. Like not waiver wire, our auto draft team has been one of the top teams. So like the people that nobody want are the ones winning people leagues. It's like, what is going on, dude?
It's crazy. It's insane.
Oh, yeah,
crazy how that works.
Yeah, but this year specifically to teams being bad that were good is just insane.
To go along with that, I don't think Deontay Foreman had any receptions. Spencer Brown had 6 carries for 26 or 27 yards.
So their offensive line is doing well. Like their running backs, all of them are doing well.
The 2 games they played without McCaffrey, they have a total of 41 carries, 236 yards, 3 touchdowns, 5.7 average per rush.
They're killing McCaffrey's average.
And, that's without McCaffrey.
Of course, my luck. Chuba Hubbard looks like he's going to be practicing this week. So just in time to not play Tyler.
I still think you might want to have like Foreman over Hubbard.
Yeah, but watch, dude. Somebody against me next week is going to start Hubbard and get 3 touchdowns. It's going to be insane. It really is. Good. I thank God for this TV show because I would be so upset this year.
Out of who PJ Walker was throwing the ball to, you did say like DJ Moore. He had 6 receptions, 152 and 1 touchdowns. He got most of that on that one play, but before that, he had 11 targets throughout that game. He got in the double digits.
And that Marshall Jr., dude. So like really the only 2 people to talk about or that Marshall Jr., he was all hyped last year, dude. Like that was
Yes,
the man.
yes. That was like that guy was killing it in preseason last year, and then I don't know if it was a Sam Darnold thing because when Sam Darnold was playing last year, bam, I even
So pay
drafted Marshall last year.
so pay attention to this because could be one of those like Amon-Ra Brown situations or whatever, some whatever quarterback with some, just pay attention to it. So if he starts producing, you might want to you might get some kind of weird Amon-Ra hot streak, towards the end of the year.
Yeah, 9 targets, 4 for 87.
So DJ Moore has been the target. Like they still talk about trading him. They still talk about it, especially after taking off his helmet and stuff. So if you were a DJ Moore owner, but like say he stays on the Panthers, would you want to trade DJ Moore after this game and try to see what you can get, or are you holding?
I am holding as long as PJ Walker is playing.
Okay. I think that I would package him and just see what kind of awesome wide receiver I could get.
Well, if he could package him, yeah, I feel like you
do a 2-for-1, like a 2-for. If you know anything about Jason and I's trades, I mean, it's usually 2-for-1. We like to take two, like 2 8 players and get a 9 player or something like that.
Yeah. Yep.
So, because it's all about your starting lineup in the end. If you can as long as you have some depth. But if you could package DJ Moore and get, dude, just like what's his name was so frustrated with Justin Jefferson, and that's like, and Justin Jefferson didn't even have that big of a game this week, but at the same time, like maybe people are seeing these and they're giving up on stuff. I don't know. Cooper Kupp just injured his ankle, man. Do weird stuff like that.
We'll get to that.
I know. I'm just thinking about trades. But all right. So going forward, DJ Moore, and keep an eye on Marshall. And then, hey, dude, over on the other side, Mariota finally broke the cherry on Kyle Pitts.
I know. I have that down too. 5 receptions, 80 yards, 1 touchdown, 9 targets. With that one, he has got back-to-back weeks with touchdowns. He has now doubled his TDs from last year. And it's just like crazy watching this guy play. Like he looks, runs, catches like a wide receiver, and I bet you that dude is strong as F. That's fudge. And you're just sitting there, any owner, any probably Falcons fan, you're like, why is this guy not getting involved more? I saw some catches that this guy had, and I'm just like, oh my God, this guy's unbelievable. Why is he not getting more opportunities?
Dude, if he was on any other team, man, he would be so much better.
I mean, when Mariota played for the Titans, he loved Delanie Walker. It's like, why? What? I feel like this guy could be way better than Delanie Walker, but it's just, it's not happening. It's crazy.
So if you were, one of the famous guys on Fantasy Footballers, he's the host of that show. He finally just announced that he was not starting Kyle Pitts because his whole thing was like, I hate Kyle Pitts. This is like my worst life ever. Yeah. And so he announced earlier this week, I'm not starting him. And then this happened. So it's pretty funny. But if you were an owner, are you like just chalking this up as you better trade him now? Like, or are you going to still hold and like hope for the best after this 9-target game?
I think now, I mean, I think the guy, my dad, he had him on his bench too. Like he didn't play him, but he.
I didn't play against him. I'm so surprised. I did not play against him.
But I think while he's on your bench right now I think you're starting. It's still crazy. I probably still wouldn't start him unless he had a great matchup and there was like nobody else for next week. But I'm still probably waiting like one more game. Out of the 27 games he's played, he's only had 3 touchdowns, and this guy's a beast. It just doesn't make sense. Maybe there was something going on where they had like the defense that was given to them, like Pitts was the guy, but like next week, Mariota could just like go after Drake London only. You know what I'm saying?
Throw the ball like 10 times. Yeah. Or just throw the ball like nothing. He could get, 75% of the target share on 7 throws. It's just crazy, dude. And so yeah, like what you said, who was the other guy you said? Dang it.
Drake London.
Oh, yeah. And I always, dude, it's so crazy how he is just falling off a cliff, man. Like,
yeah, he looked pretty good, and then he didn't even get his first catch till the second half.
But he is good. It's just, this is a system. They've got 2 amazing players, and they are not doing much at all. So it is a Falcons issue, and guess what, dude? Arthur Smith is probably gonna be the head coach next year too. So
Yeah, Drake London in the last like 5 games, I think he's averaging 5 points.
dude, it's not good. And then
what yeah. I was gonna go to the running backs. I have a I have a thing with the running backs because what's his name? Tyler Algier.
I've been watching him for weeks, if not months now. Yeah.
So this guy, to me, he doesn't really look like he's built right. I wouldn't see he's built as like Pierce or something like that. But he runs with his head low, right? When the guy comes, he's hitting him. He had that touchdown, that reception touchdown, and I was like, this guy is so slow. Like there has to be something going on. His 40 time is 4.6.
Okay.
He was 23rd out of the 27 running backs who ran. I was like, no wonder. I was like, this guy is so slow. If he had some more speed on him, this guy would probably be even better. But right now,
yeah.
I mean, it's not like he's breaking tackles like Pierce or anything like that. He's just going in trying to pile people over. He's just getting some yardage. And I think with that, plus he's not getting a lot of volume. He only had like 14 carries. He was actually, Huntley had more carries than him. He's going to probably get you. He's going to be like touchdown dependent type guy.
That's totally what he is. And but I thought it was good here to see 3 for 46 and a touchdown. So he was the pass catching. He was the pass catching. What's so funny? Oh, that
I'm going to get it, Ma.
Well, you know what's crazy is that Kareem Hunt ran a 4.75. So
he doesn't look like that though, man.
I know. So this guy is like fueled slow, but he's the rookie that Arthur Smith drafted. So that's why I was like really into him.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, maybe he wants him to be the next Derrick Henry or something. But I think if you were in a deep league, you can start him on any given week. Just don't expect. I mean, he gets like 7 points. He gets like 70 yards a week ish.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, it's not terrible. And then but then Damian Williams is coming back, and then Cordell Patterson is getting activated off IR like soon.
Today at midnight. Also,
so all that is going to.
I wanted to throw out there, Damier Bird.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 for 61, 1 touchdown, 6 targets. He has back-to-back 50-plus yards on 1 touchdown. I think he's a boomer bust. I think if you need somebody for like a week and you can't find anybody, just try your luck and throw him in. I think that's all that is.
It's so scary, dude. I wouldn't want to start anybody else from that team. I would just want to choose London or Pitts and then forget about it.
Yeah, remember that guy who used to play for the Falcons? I think his name like Taylor Gabriel, where he was like their boomer bust player. That's who it reminds me of.
Okay, I forgot about that game. Well, Jason, that's all I have for that.
That's all I had too. We're gonna take a quick break, and we're gonna come back and hopefully give you like 3 more games.
Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and don't forget to watch the original It was a Lifetime movie. My mom let me watch it when I was, I don't know, it came out in 1990, so I was 4 or 5. Yeah, dude, I wouldn't take a shower for so long.
I know, Lifetime, dude. He just wanted to find love. It was just
this guy ruined my childhood. So come back and visit us again in like 30 seconds.
Bullies ruined my childhood.